Hello, welcome back. This is a portfolio review video for the week number 25 of 2024. These portfolio review videos I'm doing every second week after my Paycheck hits the account. And the content of the video will include a walkthrough of what has happened during the last 2 weeks. I'll talk about the distribution of the paycheck, I'll talk about dividends that I've received, I'll show opened and closed positions, and there are some significant changes that I've made within my portfolio structure. I'll show the random opportunity income that I have received, and I will wrap up with my investment goal progress review. So let's get into it. Let's start with the paycheck distribution review. So, after replenishing my cash at hand fund, which I tried to keep at the level of 6 months of my family living expenses, I was able to put 52% of a paycheck into my investment portfolio. There is currently around 1.5k euros in cash to be invested. This 52% is calculated without inclusion of my contributions to the retirement saving accounts, as these contributions are deducted from my paycheck under the company match plan, and I don't have a chance to touch that money myself. Overall, 52% is great. Would be happy to have this ratio every time. However, it is more of exception because of my rent agreement ending and last month being already prepaid upfront, and me going back to my home country for a couple of months to work from there and to have vacations. In my home country, I live in my own property, so I don't have to do any rent payments, which means that next couple of months I will be having this increased saving rate, but it's rather temporarily. Over the last weeks, received dividends were far away from being impressive. I've got three payments in total. So first of all, I got payments from AGNC Investment Corp and Prospect Capital, both of which are monthly dividend-paying stock. I also got a quarterly distribution from iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF, DGRO symbol ticker. Amount is small as I have only recently started adding to this position as an equivalent to a CHD. I'm currently totaling 298 euros of dividends received over the month of June, and the forecast is slightly above 440 to be received fully during this month. To compare, last year I received close to 179 euros in dividend, which puts this year's dividends more than double in comparison to what I got last year. Let's take a look into the changes to the investment portfolio I've done over the last couple of weeks. As I mentioned in the intro, there have been some significant changes. Because of S&P 500 and Nasdaq hitting new heights, I have decided to take some profit on some of the positions with the highest unrealized profit. Basically, I sold around 40% of VOO and Rebure US All Index ETFs. I sold close to 60% of Nasdaq tracking QQQ and EQQQ ETFs. When talking about the why, and this why is rather significant because I've moved close to 8% of my total portfolio from growth to high yielding category. There are a couple of reasons behind it. First, I have some realized losses from earlier in the year from moving some of the stocks from one platform to another. And I want to optimize my tax payable for this year because these realized losses I will not be able to roll over to a next tax period. Second, I expect some corrections in S&P and Nasdaq to happen sometime soon in the future. And if the indexes continue to go up, and if I'm wrong here and the correction will not happen soon, well, I will continue to sell parts of my portfolio as indexes continue to go up. And lastly, my portfolio was a little bit too heavy on the growth side, and this change is in line with my long-term goals for the portfolio structure and the focus of high monthly income yielding investments. Money from the sales mostly went into high-yielding investments of SDIV and QYLD, and I also bought a little bit of dividend growth ETFs of SCHD and DGRO. I also got a little bit of a Bright Spire Capital and more Blackstone Mortgage Trust stock, as the current price is below my average price, and I'm planning to keep those positions for long term. I'm basically in those two positions. I'm waiting for the gains in stock price after the central bank starts cutting the rates. From the distribution of a previous period's paycheck, I've spent that on buying more of a European QYLD, and I've also added to the free high-yielding Canadian ETFs that I got on Toronto Stock Exchange. This summarizes all the trades that I've made over the last couple of weeks. Moving to opportunity income review, this period was not very interesting. Over the last 2 weeks, I got 7.4 Canadian dollar from recycling activities, and I got almost 9 Canadian dollars as a cashback bonus from Wealthsimple debit card. By the way, this one is worth talking a little bit more. I have discovered that Wealthsimple are currently giving rather good conditions for keeping cash and using their debit cards for daily expenses. They're currently paying 4% interest on cash in their spending account, which basically removes the need to move money between cash account and then the high yielding saving account on my other banking platforms. And they also offer 1% cashback on debit card purchases, which is a very, very nice. So, if you would be interested in taking a look into this opportunity, there is a referral link down below in the description of the video, and registering through it, there should be some extra benefit for you as well. You can also find a couple other referral links with various bonuses, including free stock worth up to €100 and similar. If you use those links, both you and I would get something out of that. To wrap up with the video, let's investigate progress on my investment goals. So over the last 2 weeks, my total net worth grew around 1.42%, and my current average monthly passive income is €809, which is a rather big jump from previous time because of portfolio structure changes. And I'm happy of having finally reached my first financial goal for the year. My passive monthly income is now higher than the cost of living without rent for one person in my hometown, which means that I'll be starting to track against the next goal of passive income being the same as the average one-person salary in my country. That is it for today. Like, subscribe, check the referral links below in the video for income opportunities, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.